Hey everybody, it's Dom here from Lensprotogo and Lens Rentals, and welcome back to the channel. So a couple of months ago, I was on an epic shoot at the home course of freestyle motocross rider Brody Wilson. Brody is a world-class freestyle dirt bike rider who's competed in X Games and Red Bull events all over the world. So when me and my friends at Chainwheel Moto were finally able to shoot with him, I knew we had to pull out all the stops. We had 5 total cameras rolling that day, including a massive red rig that I built up, and I also called my friend Nick from NL Films to take some awesome FPV drone footage, which took the video to a whole nother level. So now that the full edit is finally available on Chainwheel Moto's channel, which I'll link to in the description, let's take a look at some behind the scenes from that epic motocross shoot. Let's do this thing.
We have drones, we have ground cameras, we have air cameras. It's the same as the drone. But we also have a red with an insanely fat lens on it, so this is gonna be fun. Oh, yep. Brody Wilson right here. We're about to get things kicking off. Woo!
So first I want to talk about Brody's compound. Brody's home track is amazing and it's perfectly fine-tuned to his liking because he made it. And that also means that he knows it like the back of his hand. So once we got there, we had a little bit of time to walk around the grounds, check out the sort of jump layout and the flow of the track. And so at this time, we're sort of walking around and trying to figure out where our cameras and angles are going to be. The literal day before the shoot, I got in contact with my friend Nick Laroche from NL Films, who's a super talented drone videographer, and I asked him if he wanted to come along, and he was like, absolutely. He's got this awesome custom-built FPV drone with a GoPro Hero 8 mounted on it, and was getting some absolutely epic aerial shots. As if the tricks that Brody was throwing down weren't crazy enough, when you add these super drastic FPV movements, it really adds a layer of chaos to the edit. Another thing that was absolutely amazing with the drone footage, which I wasn't even thinking of when I asked Nick to come, was that it fit in our edit absolutely perfectly, and it was amazing to cut back and forth from. These aerial shots add so much more perspective for the viewer, as they allow you to see the whole track and like where he's riding and going to and coming from. So when my friend Brian, who edited this video, saw the drone footage at first, he was like, A, that looks absolutely sick, and B, this is going to help me edit this into a cohesive, flowy sequence so much easier. So I guess we actually had 2 GoPro Hero 8s on this shoot, because one I used to attach to his handlebars to get a close-up of some of the tricks that he's doing in midair. This angle is perfect for seeing all of the technicalities of the tricks that he's doing, and it's absolutely amazing when he does a flip and you get that sort of ground sky ground effect. As you can see here, I had a little bit of trouble getting the GoPro handlebar mount onto his handlebars because those dirt bike handlebars are actually really heavily congested with cables and stuff, and there was not a lot of open real estate for that handlebar mount. But I figured out a way, and once I got it on, it was good for a couple of laps, but all it took was one semi-hard landing for the GoPro to tip back again. But at that point, I figured we got enough from that cam, so I just quickly took it off and then let Brody get back out there.
So a lot of times when I land, they'll kind of move, but if they do, I'll just stop and can adjust it, and then it should be fine for the takeoff and trick.
Yeah, she looks pretty.
So last but certainly not least, I'm going to talk about this monstrous red rig that I brought to the shoot. So going into the shoot, I knew that Brody's compound is a really large and spacious place, which was going to allow me to get really far back with a really large lens. So this build consisted of a red Dragon with HELIUM 8K sensor, a Canon 200-400 f4L USM, a wooden UMB1 matte box which was housing Tiffin hot mirrors, all along about 20 inches of Zacuto rails and a Zacuto base plate. So this range of focal length, especially on this camera, looked amazing at like everything that I pointed it at. But I gotta say that shooting this tight was really challenging, especially when my subject was a professional dirt biker who was soaring through the air. But this is where the red really shines. Exceptional D-range, even in super slow-mo. All these tones are looking super true, and combined with a Canon Super Tele is extremely sharp.
So we were just looking for this GoPro for like 30 minutes. It was the only thing that went wrong on the shoot, and Ethan found it. So there you go, you get 20 bucks.
Okay, so that pretty much wraps it up for this behind the scenes video of this epic motocross shoot with freestyle motocross professional Brody Wilson. I also want to give a couple of shout outs at the end of this video, primarily to my friends over at Chainwheel Moto who organized this shoot. They're awesome. I've been shooting with them for a couple of years, and every single thing they bring me on is just so much fun. So thanks to Chainwheel. Also, I want to give a shout out to my friend Nick Laroche from NL Films, who took some absolutely epic FPV aerial drone footage. And this video would not have been the same unless you came. So thank you a ton, Nick. And also, I want to give my last shout out to Brody Wilson, who threw down on his personal track for like an hour that day, which might not seem that long, but when you're doing what he does, that's like an eternity. So thank you to Brody for inviting us that day because it was super, super fun. Okay, so if you have any questions about the gear that I used on this shoot, especially any piece of gear that I used in that massive red rig, drop a comment in the comment section and we'll start a discussion about the gear that you would bring on a freestyle motocross shoot like this one. So as I said before, the full edit to this video is going to be available on Chainwheel Moto's YouTube channel, which I'll post in the description, and you should definitely check them out because they've been making awesome motocross content for years. Also, if you're checking people out who are in this video, I strongly encourage you to go to my friend Nick's website, nlfilms.com, where you can see his awesome drone video work, and he has such a wide range and it's all really impressive. So if you liked that video, make sure you hit that like button, and if you're not already, subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned in for more of our weekly content. And we'll see you in the next one.